Happiness is a spiritual experience of living every minute with love, grace, and gratitude. A good life is a spiritual experience of living every minute, every moment with love, grace, and gratitude. Right? Human beings are primarily social animals. We already said that before, right? So we talked about the fact of if you don't interact, you're going to come into a place of depression, right? You cannot do this life alone. We emphasized that already, right? A good life, Robert Waldinger says, is built on a good relationship, right? We've talked about relationship, and a good life is built on that, right? We've talked about the fact that good relationship keeps us healthier and happier already. A good life is built a good relationship with yourself, right? A good relationship with yourself and something bigger than you and others. So a good life is built with having a right relationship with yourself, something bigger than you. For us Christians is God. For some other people, it might not be God, but you need something bigger than you, irrespective, and others, right? So a good life needs to relate in those three spheres: yourself, something bigger than you, hopefully God, and others, right? And so we need to make choices, that cultivate one relationship, all around us in all these three spheres. It's a choice. We already spoke about what a healthy relationship is. All right. Again, generally, life is a process. We already said that life is a process. It's not a straight road, right? And we'll talk about that as we spoke about it running through the book, and we'll talk about it as we go through this summary again. We'll go through the different circles of life, and we sometimes we hit roadblocks, right? I'm just looking at my hair. I'm all torn gray. When I was 50 years old, I barely had white hair on my hair, but look at me here at 57, and I'm all torn gray. Part of it is natural. Part of it has been because of the issues of life I've had to struggle with, right? I've had to hit roadblocks and push, right? And part of it is a mark of things I've had to battle with. But all of that has made me who I am today. I might not like the white hair. I probably love the black hair, but beyond all of that, I am who I am today because of the battles I've had to fight. The confidence you see did not drop overnight. It comes from the experience of life. It comes from the experience of life. It comes from having fought battles and won. Lost some, but won the war. Right? That is who I am. And life, and that's how all of us evolve. Life is an evolution. Life is an evolution. You become all that you have because of the experience of life, the things you've had to struggle with, the things you've had to fight with, the things you've had to overcome in life, right? It's not, life is not for sissies, right? Life is a serious business, right? Life has challenges, and those challenges are not to defeat you, that make you stronger by overcoming them. Same way you go to the gym and you carry weight to get muscles, right? That's what challenges of life are. They're the weight you have to carry to become a better person, to grow to be all that God has created you to be, right? You have innate strength, innate giftings that you are lying to lay fallow, that you're not using. That's why God allows adversity in your life to wake them up. Because when your adversity comes, it's a stand up or die, right? So you wake up to life. And in waking up to life, you find those innate, latent giftings in your life, right? And you evolve, you become what God has always wanted you to be. You wish you would have been that thing without the challenges of life, but for whatever reason, you did not wake up to life. So God had to wake you up, right? Irrespective of how he does it, the most important thing is that you finally woke up and became, right? And that's what a good life is all about. Our place is to accept what it is, what life is, and then make it what we want it to be. Life is what it is. Irrespective of where this message might be meeting you, it is what it is. You need to accept where you are. Accept how you got there, but don't stop there. Don't rest there. Accept where you are, then begin to apply yourself to take you to where you want to be, where you ought to be, right? But you have to start where you are. You have to accept where you are, then begin to apply yourself, begin to do the things you can do. Because until you do the things you can do, God will not help you with the things you cannot do, right? So the good life is not something somewhere. It's happening and should happen right now where you are. Because a good life is in the moments. It's a collection of the moments of life. It's happening wherever we find ourselves right now, not tomorrow, but right now. So real happiness comes from giving, stepping out of our comfort zone and applying ourselves, right? If you want to have an interesting time with people, you have to be interested and be interesting, right? So, that popular saying, if you want to have friends, you must show yourself friendly. If you want to have a good life, then you must step out, and step out of your comfort zone, and go venture, right? The good life involves living from within, not without. It's the inside life coming out on the outside. It's an expression of all we were created to be, not an impressing of others, right? The good life is expressing yourself, expressing who you are, not trying to impress people, but you are expressing the God nature, who God has made you to be, the giftings of God, the endowments of God on and in your life. Not trying to impress people. Impressing people is not a good life. It's a wasted life, right? We're not here to impress people. We're here to express the definite nature, giftings, endowments that God has in and upon our life on others. Because that's how we become a blessing. You don't bless people by impressing them. You bless people by sharing yourself with them. Sharing yourself with them. That's how you bless people, not by impressing people. When you impress people, you're a jester, you're a joker. To bless people, you have to share yourself with them, right? It is an expression of how we're created to be, not an impression of others. It is self-actualization. That's what a good life is, right? The good life is lived by faith, not by fear. The good life is inspired by love and guided by knowledge.